Good morning. Let's start today's daily current affairs discussion. We'll start with an international issue on the CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. So China had a very big infrastructure development program called the OBOR or BRI, One Belt One Road Initiative or the Belt Road Initiative. Okay, so under this China want to build massive infrastructure. Okay, so in that situation, China want to involve many countries of the world. Fine. So through this Belt Road Initiative or OBOR, China intend to connect Asia via Central Asia, via Europe to Africa. Fine. And it has two parts, like the ancient Silk Route and the marine Silk Route development. Okay, and this CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Okay, so it's this China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a part of the BRI or the Belt Road Initiative of China. Fine. Hello. Yeah, let's go. କାଲି ତ ଦେଇଥିଲି ନାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଅଛି ନେଇଯିବେ ମୁଁ ଦେଇକି ଆସିଲି ନାଇଁ କ'ଣ ସେ କୋଉଠି ମିସ୍ କରିଥିବେ ଏଇ ନମ୍ବର ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ଆପଣ ନେଲେ କି କୋର୍ଟ ଟିକେ ଆପଣ ଡିଟେଲଟା ଦେଇଦେବେ आपन आधार कार्ड रे शेयर कर दे बोली बस
वो पिलाटा अच्छी
कौन है
ସେଇପଟ ସାଇଡ୍ ଅଛି ଆପଣ ସେଇପଟ ସାଇଡ୍ ନେଟ୍ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଡିଟେଲ୍ ଜାଣିନି ଆପଣ ଚିହ୍ନା
बट शेयर कर देना कोड
ମୁଁ
नेट देखो मुझे शेयर कर देना
ଆପଣ ଅଲଗା ବୁଝିପାରିବେ
okay so in reference to China Belt Road Initiative a virtual meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization India's external minister recently reiterated that connectivity project China Pakistan Economic Corridor should respect sovereignty and territorial integrity of other countries. Why this is the controversy? The controversy is because so this China Pakistan Economic Corridor which is part of the Belt Road Initiative, okay, so it passes through the POK, passes through POK, Pak occupied or Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is a disputed territory between India and Pakistan. And this Chinese project, as Pakistan has given China the option to go, okay, so that is why India is opposing this project, because India feel this is an interference in the sovereignty of the country. Fine, so that is what, okay, so China is opposing this. Fine, so the external minister also, so Jaishankar, the Indian external affairs minister, hello, 4 बजे आसबि गोटे क्लास अछि okay, so pitch for more trade through Iran Chabahar port and the international north south transport corridor that India is a part of, aiming to improve bilateral trade with Central Asia. So India, as it is developing the Chabahar port and is promoting this north south transport corridor, so India is insisting that so trade should more be through the this route than laying emphasis on the that China Pakistan economic corridor. It was discussed at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting, which was attended by both India and Pakistan, because both are member of this particular group. Fine. So what is about China Pakistan economic corridor? Launched in 2015, the CPEC is the flagship project of the multi-billion-dollar Belt Road Initiative. As I told, so this China Pakistan economic corridor is an integral part of the okay, so this the 3000 kilometer long China Pakistan economic corridor consists of highway, railway and pipelines. Okay, waterway also. CPC eventually aims at linking the city of Ghadar in southwestern Pakistan to China's northwestern region of Xinjiang. through a vast network of highway and railways. The proposed project will be financed by heavily subsidized loan that will be disbursed to the government of Pakistan by the Chinese banks. So this is a policy by which China provide huge funding to the countries, and this being a flagship program of China. Okay, so China intend to develop this and involve as many countries as possible in this program. Okay, and this is what, so China is also in rope with Pakistan, okay, to allow for this program. Fine. So but issues, what are the issue? Okay, so CPC eventual aims at linking the city of Gadar. Okay, the proposed project will be financed by heavily subsidized loan that China will disburse, Chinese banks will disburse to Pakistan. And in the past, as you all know, हम लोग क्लास रे सारी कर अपन बता 2 मिनट व्यस्त रही. Okay, financed by heavily subsidized loan that will be disbursed to the government of Pakistan by the Chinese banks. Fine. See, this they want to build. Okay, so this is the Silk Road Initiative, Marian Silk Road Initiative. Two different projects. This will be the Silk Road. Okay, this will go to like this, and this is the Marian Silk Road. So using the this see how China has designed such a marvelous project to have a control over the world, and this will ultimately connect to South Africa. The intention is to, through Europe, they want to connect to South Africa, because okay, so they have a market in this region, in the African region. They want that China has a must play a very big role in spreading its influence in the African region. Fine. Fine. Okay. In reference to China's Belt and Road Initiative, virtual meeting. Okay. So this is what. Significance. The agreement is aimed at boosting Chinese investment in Pakistan as well as transferring Chinese industrial capacity, because China will have a command over the global economy. Fine. In times to come. Fine. It will continue to rule over the world. Fine. Then second is that this will boost Chinese manufacturing, because so China will be exploring the African market, and in African market, so being unlimited prospect for China, being a virgin market, so that the issue that okay, that is what, so this project is very important. The framework will promote industrialization and development of economy zone, and initiate, plan, execute, monitor projects both in the public and as well as private sector. The corridor links Jiang with Gadar and also passes through Pakistan occupied Kashmir, where China is investing in a number of projects. The POK, or the Pak occupied Kashmir, so this is the point of controversy between India and Pakistan, and China is interfering in this what, Pak occupied Kashmir, or POK. Okay, where China is investing in number of projects. This area is still dispute between India and Pakistan, but knowingly this, China continue to invest in this project, and this is the biggest irritation between the two sides, because okay, so they want that fine. So CPC early harvest project had transformed Pakistan's economic landscape, thus laying a solid foundation for sustainable economic growth. But you see, in the present time, Pakistan is going through big crisis, especially a financial crisis, and here China is not coming to its rescue. But China, through its diplomacy, want to bring those countries under its control through investment. Challenges associated with this plan: delay in execution. The CPC projects were also facing delay because of the changes in taxation policy by the last government in violation of the commitment given to China. So as the government change in Pakistan, so there is the issue of that the benefit, the tax concessions given by the previous government was not given to by the present government to the companies who are doing this. Fine. Okay, so then comes Pakistan's failure. The Chinese authority were irritated because of Pakistan failure to honor its contractual obligations under the CPEC framework. Financial crisis. China is also concerned over the acute financial crisis faced by Pakistan, prompting it to step in periodically to bail it out with induction of the foreign exchange loans. Okay, so Pakistan is going through an acute financial crisis. Fine, and here China has not come to its rescue and neither provided any financial support to it. In this situation, okay, so the reality of the Chinese intention is more known to Pakistan in particular and to the global economy of the other country of the world in general. Fine. Then Pakistan was critic of the China-Pakistan economic corridor earlier from its secretary and uneven secrecy and uneven establishment, neglecting certain provinces of the country. So so what this China is also concerned about the financial crisis being faced, and Pakistan was a critic of this China-Pakistan economic corridor in subsequent period earlier for its secrecy and uneven investment, neglecting certain provinces of the country which are not being given adequate focus by the Chinese policy. Rather, where China has its own interest, China is developing those areas. Okay, Chinese intentions should be known very well. Okay, India has protested to China over the CPEC as it is led through the Pak occupied Kashmir. As you know, the CPEC and the part of this BRI, as it is passing through the Pak occupied Kashmir. So Pak occupied Kashmir, okay, which is a dispute between India and Pakistan. So from the very beginning, so India has raised its concern and raised its objection, and even if India has denied to participate in the Belt Road Summit organized by China. Okay, so to which so many participants came and joined, but tentative dates. It can postpone or postpone.
सर पोस्टपोन चांसेस तो अच्छी बट आपने जैसे नहीं सिटीजन सर मतलब एग्जैक्ट 8 इटली को बोला
मुझे इसमें देजी okay that mean as far as my knowledge goes, my information source has been the date. Okay, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ତ ମୁଁ କହିଛି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଏଇଟା ଦେଇଛି। ତ ଆପଣ ଏକୁ ଟାର୍ଗେଟ୍ ରଖି ପଢ଼ନ୍ତୁ, ସେ ଦେଇକି ରିପୋର୍ଟ ପୋଷ୍ଟପୋନ୍ ହେବ କରିବା। ଯଦି ଏତେ ସରିଗଲା ଆହୁରି ଅଧିକା ଟାଇମ୍ ଦେବେ, ନମ୍ବର ଟେଷ୍ଟ ବଢ଼େଇବ। यार डिस्कशन की सब्जेक्टिव टेस्ट डिस्कस कौन किया तो आंसर तो लिखा होगा फीडबैक में पूरा कौन कौन दरकार करते
सर फीडबैक टा केबे कोन केम
सीट दिया ना आपन आंसर सेट दिया ना कौन कौन लाखना रहेगा आंसर में
माने संगे संग मिल जो
खाता देखा बनी कि अपन खाली जो सब्जेक्टिव टेस्ट ना पॉपुलर इवैल्यूएट फीडबैक कॉन्सर्न एक्सपर्ट्स दे राइट द फीडबैक ऑन द साइड अपन खाता रे एक आंसर है या लाखना आंसर
तो आज हमें टेस्ट देलो
विदिन 7 days
हम ऐसे
तो कॉपी अपन कॉपी विल गेट बैक ना
ओके यस सर
you get back your copies and everything will written over there.
ओके
सर
Discussion ना ही still then what discussion program में दे दीजिए. Let's see if possible we can. देखिए like class fine. So this is the issue that a report by the US based International Development Research Lab Adidas data said the a substantial chunk of Chinese development financing under the CPEC consists of loans that are at or near commercial rate. See the Chinese trick. Loans given by China to Pakistan on this project are near or at par with the commercial rate interest as opposed to grants. They are not grants. Pakistan has to pay back each pie of the amount it is receiving in this project, okay, with interest, and it will be at the when the project click or yes or no, okay, positive, negative, but China has assured that the investment it is making on the project, it is to get back the amount, okay, and the project future is not linked with that Chinese investment, because whether the project is financially viable, is operational, successful, it is remunerative or not. China is least concerned because China will get back the amount it has invested on this particular project in Pakistan with interest, and the interest rate is at par or near commercial rate of interest charged by China, not given as grants. Lack of transparency, as much as 40% of the China lending to Pakistan does not appear to be on government's book. Fine. So there is no transparency on the Chinese part about the investment China is making in Pakistan, because they are not coming from government to government, rather coming from the banks or financial institutions, where the government has very less control over them. Fine. Laxity, the project is behind schedule and only 3 of the total 15 projects announced have been completed so far. So when the project is delayed, that enhances the risk, because the time and cost overrun became very glaring, and the price or the cost of the project goes on increasing. That's another challenge. Chinese debt trap policy, critics also foresee that the weak economic indicators the weak economic indicators of Pakistan might lead to a possibility of the country defaulting on debt payments, as China loans have high interest rate. It has started being inflicted right now. Okay, the number this point is to be highlighted because so possibility of a country defaulting on debt repayment. So this has started being reflected in Pakistan. Okay, so Pakistan going through the economic crisis and political crisis right now. It is unable to pay back the loan. So the default situation has emerged in the country, and this will push the future of these investment to uncertainty. Fine. So but then in that case, so the Chinese will be able to dictate terms, take away territory where the investment has been made, where it has invested the money. So the land will be indirectly under the control of China. This is a Chinese strategy. Fine. In India's concern, violates Indian sovereignty. The project violates the sovereignty of India as it passes through the Pak-occupied Kashmir. The day one, India has been opposing this project because this project, that CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor project, will be passing through POK, Pak-occupied Kashmir, which is a disputed territory between India and Pakistan. As per well-established international convention, no construction is allowed on any disputed territory without taking the other country into confidence. Okay, if any construction activity is to be undertaken in any disputed territory, the other country with whom the dispute is must be at least consulted, okay, by the side which is taking up any project. But in this particular case, China has not, neither Pakistan nor China has consulted India before launching any of these projects. Then exploration of natural resources. Under CPC, China plan to build 2 mega dams on the Indus, named Bunji Dam and Bhasa Dam. This will put a heavy strain on the Indus water basin. You know, India and Pakistan, the water distribution is regulated by the Indus Water Treaty signed by the two countries. Fine. And as per that, 3 west-flowing rivers, Indus, Chenab and Jhelum, the water goes to Pakistan, and 3 east-flowing rivers, Satluj, Ravi and Beej, their river water comes to India. So in case China, in this project, China has a plan also to build 2 mega hydropower stations or irrigation dams, okay, on the Indus River, okay, and that will definitely put strain on the Indus water basin. Fine. The security concern, increase of Chinese activity in the Indian Ocean region. With Gaddar being a part of CPC, India fears an escalation of PLA Navy, People's Liberation Army Navy activity in the Indian Ocean region. So because you know, in the China is dominating in the East China Sea and the South China Sea, and there are dispute over many countries in the riparian locality like Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Japan, etc. in both the things, and the same thing will be extended to the Indian Ocean region, which will be enhancing the threat perception for India. That is why India is expressing concern over the project. Fine. Threats to Indian trade and connectivity. Majority of Indian tangible imports passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, China can easily create impediments to access to the Middle East in case of a conflict. jeopardizing India's energy security. Okay, this is what. Okay, so China had the mindset of playing mischief earlier, and this may again be doing the same activity here. Okay, this is threat perception. Then with the overhauling of the Karakoram highway, Pakistan will enjoy an advantage in mobilizing troops as well as heavy military equipment to POK. At the same time, an increase in financial return to Pakistan through CPEC may expand its ability to fund military infrastructure as well as state-sponsored terrorism in Kashmir, thus destabilizing the region. So this is what are the concerns of India for this particular project. So coming to this way forward for this project, okay. So threat to Indian trade and connectivity. Major of the Indian tangible imports passes through Hormuz. Okay, China can okay. So that can think of this. Okay. The mischievous intention of China cannot be predicted by India, and if it is allowed, if India is permitting or India is supporting this, then it is at India's risk. Okay, fine. So this will put a lot of strain on India. Okay, then okay. In such content, India has done well to keep participating in forums like the Shanghai Cooperation Organization on maintaining communication with both Pakistan and China, okay, where both are members. In terms of collaboration, it is well settled that India cannot compete with China in matter of financing development projects like the CPEC in other developing countries, because so India is facing a cash crunch, which China is able to invest more because of its surplus in the balance of payment position. Therefore, it needs to collaborate with agencies like the Japan International Cooperation Agency to offer soft loan to save them from falling into the Chinese debt trap. So the country who need the funding. So although India cannot do it directly, so India can collaborate with Japanese agency like the JICA, which is financing many projects in India, to finance the projects in other countries to fulfill their infrastructural needs. Security concern, developing countries, especially the countries of the Southeast Asia, have pinned their hopes on India to counter Chinese hegemony in this region. Like many countries in the ASEAN, among the ASEAN members, they support or they are with India in countering China. So this can be taken by China, taken by India to its advantage. Okay. The second topic that we will take today is about the space, space travel. Okay, recalling top dog Laika 65 years after path-breaking space flight. On November 3rd, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 2 and made history for carrying the first ever living creature to orbit the Earth. Okay, dog named Laika. The flight, which was meant to test the safety of space travel for humans, ended up as a one-way trip for Laika. So it was unable to come alive, but it went there and experiment and supported in the future experiment when before the human space flight. So Russia sent the dog Laika to space. 65 years later, here's a look back at why Laika was chosen for the mission, why the Soviet Union sent an animal to space, and if there have been more incidents of animal being sent to space post the Sputnik 2 mission. Laika was a stray dog, and in the USA she was eventually dubbed Mutnik. The dog was promoted to astronauts, the term referring to an astronaut in the Soviet or Russian space program. So this is a dog, and it remained more immortal because it was the first animal or living creature to be sent to the space. Right. So on a mission by Russia. Okay. Soviet rocket scientists wanted to send dogs to space to understand microgravity and other aspects of what space flight might do to human body in future. But like the first animal to experimented with, is it the first one? It was not, though it is often claimed to be. The distinction goes to some fruit flies that the US launched on a mission in February 1947. Prior to the sending of Laika, the US space scientists, they sent some fruit flies to space in 1947. She was also not the first dog in space. The Soviet Union has launched two dogs named Dejik and Saigon in 1951 before that. However, the dogs before Laika were used only during the suborbital launches, not in the complete orbital launch. The suborbital launch, two dogs were sent by Soviet Union earlier than Laika. Laika was sent in a Sputnik mission, but prior to that, in the suborbital launches, Soviet Union also sent two dogs earlier. Fine. So Sputnik 2, Sputnik 1, which launched in October 1957, October 4th, 1957, the beach ball size sphere that just emitted beep as it circled the Earth. A most later Sputnik 2 was launched. Sputnik 2 launched in November 1957, carried the dog Laika, the first living creature to be shot into the space and orbit Earth. It contains several compartments for radio transmission, a telemetry system, a programming unit, a regeneration and a temperature control system for the cabin, and scientific instruments. Sputnik 2 re-entered the Earth atmosphere on 14th April 1958. The satellite bumped in the atmosphere. So Laika was not returned to Earth live, but it has proven that. So establishing that life means facilitated, so that future okay. So this is what satellite bumped to the atmosphere, but Laika remain immortal for being the first living creature to send to the space. So see the trajectory to the space mission, the race to space, animals lead the way. 947 fruit flies sent to space by USA. 951 ducks, Dejik and Tigan sent to space. Then 57 Soviet Union put its first satellite Sputnik into orbit. Then 959 a monkey Sam sent to space. Then 960 the duck Belka and Strelka orbit the Earth. Then in 61 chimpanzee Ham goes to space. Then Soviet astronaut Yuri Gagarin orbit the Earth. Then astronaut Alan Shepard goes to space. Then the chimpanzee Eon orbit the Earth. Then American astronaut John Glenn orbit the Earth. So this is the initial stage of the space flight conducted by the American and Russian in the initial period. But right now India has joined the same space program, and India has successfully established itself that it is an emerging space power through different space launching activities. And India has the ambitious Gaganayan program. Which program? India's Gaganayan program. Okay, it is a manned mission to space. Prior to this, we have Chandrayaan 1 and 2. Then we have the Mongolian to Mars, and then we are planning for Gaganayan. Fine. We have also an Aditya mission to Sun. Fine. So this is what the Gaganayan program is, India's indigenous program to launch a manned mission to space from its own soil. Fine. Then the next we will take up the poppy love in Afghanistan. Okay. Driven by the demand for heroin and other opiates, mostly in the West, Afghanistan's poppy farmers have figured out that in a broken country where there is no job and the de facto government has no money, poppy guarantees survivals. Poppy is cultivated in Afghanistan, and the climatic conditions is most suitable for poppy cultivation. Now Afghanistan is the major poppy producing country in the world. Okay, what is poppy? A poppy is a flowering plant in the subfamily Papaverioideae of the family Papaveracose. Okay, poppy are herbaceous plants often grown with their colorful flowers. One species of poppy, okay, Papaver somniferum is the source of this narcotic drug opium, which contain powerful medical alkaloids such as morphine, and has been used since ancient times as an analgesic and a narcotic medicinal and recreational drug. Okay, but it's right now prohibited, but poppy cultivation is going on since time immemorial because this is used as intoxicants by the people since ancient period. Right. So and in the change circumstances, when the government has no money and poppy cultivation at least permit the farmers to survive. Fine. So, a new report by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime says that land under poppy cultivation in Afghanistan in 2020 increased by 32% over the previous year. So, in 2021, land put under poppy cultivation has seen an witnessed an increase because people have been diverting to poppy cultivation for their own economic survival. In some places, farmers even replaced traditional crop with poppy. So, replaced their own traditional crop and started cultivating poppy because of its economic value and its demand in the market. The United Nations of the Drugs and Crime report that 2021 harvest could be converted to 350 to 380 tons of export quality heroin. 80% of the world's opiates come from Afghanistan. The income of farmers from opium sales more than tripled from 425 million in 2021 to 1.4 billion. Okay, so in subsequent period, so that means poppy cultivation is increasing. Okay, 1.4 billion 2022. 29% of the Afghan agricultural sector total value is 2022 higher by 20% point over the previous year. That means so people are shifting to poppy cultivation from other area, and because of its remunerative nature, cultivation of poppy is giving more return in comparison to the production of other crops by the people. Fine. So see the area under cultivation and the production increase in productivity of the poppy in the last few years. So report says so. So report is from 1994 to 2022. See there is an increase. Okay. So the increase has been up to 6,000 tons. Okay. Then coming to the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime is a United Nations office that was established in 1997 as the Office for Drug Control and Crime Prevention by combining the United Nations International Drug Control Program and the Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice Division of the United Nations Office at Vienna. It was renamed as the United Nations Office on Drug and Crimes in 2002. The agency focuses on trafficking in and abuse of illicit drugs, crime prevention and criminal justice, international terrorism and political corruption. It is a member of the United Nations Development Group. The office is committed to supporting member states in implementing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so this office is committed because you know these 17 SDG goals were set by United Nations in 2015 to be achieved by 2030 by the global community, and this office of the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime. Okay, so it try to comply to the 17 the required goals out of the 17 SDG goals set by the United Nations General Assembly. Okay. Then the next news is on the National Natural Farming Mission portal. Union Agriculture Minister launched the National Natural Farming Mission portal at Krishi Bhavan, New Delhi. The National Mission on Natural Farming portal was launched at the first steering committee meeting of the National Natural Farming Mission. The National Natural Farming Mission portal was developed by the Union Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. The portal will help in promoting natural farming in the country and for the benefit of the farming community. Fine. The National Mission on Natural Farming, the Bharatiya Prakritik Krishi Paddhati. Okay. So Bharatiya Prakriti Krishi Paddhati (BPKP) is being upscaled as National Mission on Natural Farming for implementation all across the country. So Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, as it is the program of the government. Okay, BPKP is a subscheme of the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana since 1920 for promoting natural farming, zero budget natural farming. Okay, National Steering Committee under the chairman of the Union Agriculture Minister is the policy making body of the mission. So what the objective of this mission? You know, so government is promoting natural farming. So on two grounds. First is it will be less costly, and the most important is it will be able to cope with the environment. Okay, adaptable or sustainable to the environment. That is why government has been promoting this natural farming practices, and popularly it is called as the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, okay, or zero based natural farming. And the intention is that it has two major intentions. The prime being it will be very less costly for the farmers, The second being, so this will be able to save the environment, because that large scale use of chemical fertilizer pesticides has already had its negative impact on agriculture, on environment, on the water body, on groundwater, on the soil quality, and overall on human health. Fine. So that is why government in the long run wants to shift into natural farming, and there they want that more and more farmers should shift to natural farming in a evolutionary manner, unlike the revolutionary manner as being done in Sri Lanka. You know the Sri Lankan situation. In Sri Lanka, the government, the previous government, they directly shifted to organic farming practices, directly, without giving the scope to the people to slowly change. So they stopped the manufacturing of all organic chemical fertilizers and directly shifted to organic farming. That drastically reduced the productivity of the soil and the productivity of that food grains in the country, leading the country to food scarcity and the commensurate upheaval in the country. But in India, government is promoting organic farming, but simultaneously has not banned the chemical farming totally, but it is promoting the farmers to shift in a phased manner to organic farming and providing all support to the farmers so they can take up organic farming activities. Fine. A National Steering Committee under the chairmanship of the Union Agriculture Minister is the policy making body of the mission. Mission objective to promote alternative system of farming and thereby increasing income of the farmers. Alternative system of farming, so less use of chemical fertilizer and pesticides and shifting to organic manures. Okay, so no fertilizer, only manures. Okay, it is not that So, to promote alternative system of farming and thereby increasing income of the farmers, to popularize integrated agriculture animal husbandry models, because if agriculture and animal husbandry will continue simultaneously, this will facilitate the zero budget natural farming, because this will okay. So because the animal waste like cow dung will be used as manure and farmer and along with other agricultural residues, and farmer will not use chemical fertilizer. So this is what natural farming can proceed if it is popularized integrated agriculture animal husbandry simultaneously. Fine. To collect, validate and document natural farming practices, and to encourage participatory research with farmers, to undertake activity for awareness creation, capacity building, promotion and demonstration of natural farming, to create standards, certification procedure and branding of natural farming products. So this is the program with the objective which this natural farming mission or the Paramparagat Kusipika Yojana was launched, and this portal will facilitate farmers to easily access this. Then Amur Falcon. So Nagaland is undertaking the first avian documentation exercise to go beyond Amur falcons, the migratory raptor that put the state on the world birding map. The exercise named as Toku among bird counts. Okay, exercise entails watching and counting birds from anywhere in Nagaland for at least 15 minutes and uploading the avian names on the the bird recording platform. The TEBC falls within the Salim Ali Bird Count, a nationwide event conducted by the Bombay Natural History Society. Salim Ali is a ornithologist who has counted this bird specialist and very famous globally. The Amur falcon is a small raptor of the falcon family. It breeds in southeastern Siberia and northern China before migrating in large flocks across India and over the Arabian Sea to winter in southern and eastern Africa. Locally known as Akhui Puina, the bird arrives mainly in Manipur and Nagaland on its southbound migration from the breeding ground in North China, eastern Mongolia, and the Far East Russia. They travel a long distance. The bird, okay, it is a small raptor. Okay, they spend 3-4 weeks in many parts of Manipur to build fast fat reserves and prey on termites that emerge around this time. Conservation status: it is protected under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and included under its fourth schedule. It is listed in the IUCN International Union of Conservation of Nature Red List as least concern. Hunting of the bird or possessing it meat is punishable with imprisonment up to 3 years or a fine up to 5,000. In 2018, the Forest Department started a conservation program by the radio tagging the birds to study their migratory route. Okay, as being done for other migratory birds. Fine. After discussing the topics today, let's see what is the
topic for the answer, long answer writing today. It is very important topic about the COP26. Explain the purpose of the Green Grid Initiative launched at the World Leader Summit of the COP26 UN Climate Conference at Glasgow in November 2021. When was this idea first floated in the International Solar Alliance? The Green Grid or the One Sun, One World, One Grid concept OASOWOG initiative was announced at COP26 Glasgow by the Indian and UK. Prior to that, India and France have launched the ISA, International Solar Alliance, and simultaneously, so following this step at the World Climate Conference COP26, Glasgow in 2021, India and UK jointly promoted the One Sun, One World, One Grid. If the sun is one, the world is one. Why there should not be common grid or one grid for the world, power grid for the world? The initiative is aimed at accelerating the development and deployment of interconnected electricity grids across the continents, countries and communities, and improving energy access of the poorest through mini grids and off-grid solutions. The idea for the single global solar grid was first outlined at the International Solar Alliance in 2018 by the Prime Minister of India. What is the green grid? To speed up the process of decarbonizing energy production, because right now fossil fuel is used as a major source of power, and this green initiative is promoting green power to create an international network of global interconnected solar power grid to ensure 24/7 supply of green powers, to help in increasing investment in R&D centers by pooling skills, technology and financial resources. As good as it sounds, the implementation of the green grid has to counter the following challenges. The creation of global transmission infrastructure involves huge financing. For connecting with the green grid, a global cooperation between the countries is needed. As the grid will pass through several geographical locations, it will be sensitive to the security risk emanating from terror organization, because they will be trying to influence it. Fine. But it has a big prospect. The Green Grid Initiative is a transformational new program with the goal of making universal access to renewable energy a reality. It will ensure that clean power is the most affordable and reliable option for all countries to meet their energy needs efficiently by 2030. Fine. Then the MCQs with reference to Amul Falcon. Consider the following chapter. It is the longest flying migratory bird on Earth. Fine. It is correct. They have nearly threatened to the IUCN red list. No, it is not list concerned. They are protected under the Schedule 1, not Schedule 1. So only one option is right. We have discussed all the things. Then coming to 2, organic farming requires basic agro practice like plowing, tilting, mixing manures, weeding, etc. to be performed. Fine. So this is definitely in natural farming. There is no plowing, no tilting of the soil, and no fertilizer, and no weeding is done. Definitely. So fertilizer and weeding is definitely done. So plowing will be there, no tilting should be there. Fertilizer is not used, so this is incorrect. No national farming is promoted under the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. So all the 3 are correct in this. 1, 2, 3. Then 3. Which of the following are the principal zero budget national farming? Soil to be covered with crops 365 days. It is correct. Use indigenous seeds. It is correct. Reduce mixed cropping. No, mixed cropping will continue. Integrate animal into the farming. Definitely. Increase organic residue on the soils. Positively. Pest management through botanical extracts. That's also good. Use of biodegradable pesticides and herbicides. That is permitted. Only option 3 is not to be the right one. Reduce mixed cropping. So in this except 3, so all other are correct. With reference to Amul Falcon. So then coming to this, what the right answer for this? The right answer will be, so the option 1. Right answer option will be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And use of biodegradable pesticides. Pesticides is not to be used. Herbicide, pesticide not to be used. So answer is D. Then question number 4. Opium cultivation for the following statement. The cultivation of opium poppy in India is strictly regulated, with the crop being allowed to be shown only in tract of land noted by the central government. This is right. Okay. Every state has one notified district has been allowed to cultivate opium. No, it is the climatic condition of all the states not permitting poppy cultivation. Specific states like Jammu Kashmir is permitted because this is the climatic condition suitable for poppy cultivation. So here answer will be only one A. Then belt refers to the Himalayan belt and road refers to the land routes. This initiative aims at improving connectivity among the Asia, Africa and Antarctica. Okay, so it is incorrect. Belt refers to maritime routes and road refer to the air and land routes. This is incorrect. Belt refers to the overland routes and road refers to the sea routes. The initiative aims at improving connectivity among the Asia, Africa and Europe. So C is the right answer. Consider the question number 16. Consider the following statement about the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC). It is part of China's One Belt One Road initiative, right? Okay, this is correct. Okay, so it is passing through the disputed region of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. This is correct. It connects the Pakistan Deep Sea Gudar port with the Kunming in China, Jiang province in China. Fine, not Kunming of China, Jiang province of China. So only the incorrect answer. So incorrect is only 3. So D is the right answer for this. Question 7. The term Cody gold nanoparticles often mentioned in news relate to. So it is related to drug delivery within the body. Okay, so this is the system of drug delivery within the body. Okay, then coming to 8. With reference to recently released performance grading index, consider the following. It has been released by the NITI. Okay, so so it is okay. So not it ranked the states and union territory based on the scores about 1000 points. Correct. The newly formed union territory which Jammu Kashmir and has significant improvement is incorrect. So only option 2 is right. So B is the right answer for this. Okay. Then coming to 9. Which of the following initiatives related to the online education? Swayam Prabha, E-Yantra and FUSI projects. Okay. So all the above are related to educational sector. Fine. Island of Vanuatu is recently seen in news. It is in which region? It is in the South Pacific Ocean. This is Vanuatu, is an island nations in the South Pacific Ocean. Okay. So please keep on watching our program regularly to update yourself on the developments daily and improve your performance in the examination. Thank you.